The Enterprise is approaching Sigma Iota. Okay, I'm gonna read it normal. The Enterprise is approaching Sigma Iota 2, a planet on the edge of the galaxy that was visited by the Earth starship Horizon 100 years ago. The triumvirate beamed down to the planet inside a city seemingly styled after Chicago in the 1920s, though sadly with a lack of fishnets and Fosse numbers. Immediately, two men in pinstripe suits toting Tommy guns hold the trio at gunpoint. Kirk politely explains that they're expected by the boss, Bela Oxmyx. On the way to his HQ, one of Oxmyx's men is gunned down in a drive-by shooting, orchestrated by Oxmyx's rival gang leader, Krako. Kirk, Spock, and Bones, being civilized, peaceful men of the 23rd century, are appalled at such a wanton display of brutality. In Oxmyx's office, the trio discover an Earth book on mobster culture from early 20th century Earth that was left behind by the Horizon, in the days before the Prime Directive was established. They realize this book must have contaminated the Ioshan's cultural development, causing them to base their entire society around Prohibition-era America, a whole planet of Al Capone larpers, basically. Oxmyx wants Kirk to supply him with the much more advanced weaponry like the kind the Enterprise crew carries so that he can take over the other Ioshan territories. Naturally, Kirk is like, dude, no. And Oxmyx says, okay, then I guess you guys are my hostages, and takes the triumvirate prisoner. As Oxmyx puts pressure on Scotty to send down his demanded weapons,
I don't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
Kirk outfoxes the men guarding them so they can escape by coming up with a distraction, an improvised card game called Fizzbin. It's another iconic Kirk moment of shrewdness, and as much as I hate to compliment my arch-nemesis, William Shatner is a joy to watch as he makes the whole thing up on the spot. Kirk confuses the guards to hell with convoluted and contradictory rules until they seize the opportunity to escape. Spock and Bones locate a radio and manage to get in touch with Uhura. By the way, you can hear James Doohan without his fake Scottish accent in this scene, providing voiceover as a radio announcer. Kirk, meanwhile, having split off from his emotional support blue shirts, immediately gets apprehended again by completely different men working for Oxmyx's rival Krako. Kirk has clearly had enough of this shit. Krako has caught wind of Oxmyx's plot and has a similar offer for the Enterprise to supply his men with phasers instead. Kirk tries to explain to Krako that they're here to fix the Ioshan society, not plunge them into more violence, but to no avail.
Put him on ice.
He's on ice.
Pardon?
He's being grilled.
What is he, a fish?
They lock him in an office until he's ready to give up the goods, but once again, Kirk improvises an escape with nothing but a copper wire and a blanket. Spock and Bones, showing less street smarts, voluntarily beam back down when they hear that their boyfriend is in trouble and are immediately taken by Oxmyx's men again. You guys are supposed to be the smart ones.
We're trying to help you, Oxmyx. Nobody helps nobody but himself.
Sir, you are employing a double negative.
Huh?
Kirk ends up being the one coming to their rescue and decides that if Federation diplomacy and reason aren't going to make men like Oxmyx and Krako come around, then it's time for them to play on the gangsters' terms. Kirk and Spock steal some suits from Oxmyx's boys and head out to put the bag on Krako. But first, Kirk has to figure out how to drive a car. Having the luxury of beaming anywhere would logically make personal vehicles obsolete. You hear that, J.J. Abrams? Kirk canonically can't drive. After a little trouble figuring out how to drive stick, a task Kirk doesn't normally struggle with,
Oh my.
Kirk and Spock enlist the help of a street youth to distract the men guarding the door of Krako's den.
Out of the mouth of babes.
Who are you calling a babe?
I'm calling you a babe.
You calling me a babe?
Yeah, I'm calling you a babe, but there's nothing personal. Sit down.
Easily my favorite child actor in the original series. Kirk confronts Krako and tells him that the Federation is taking over, and demonstrates how big an operation they have over the Ioshans by having Scotty beam all the other bosses to Oxmyx's headquarters, and blasting an entire city block with a stun ray, proving to Oxmyx, Krako, and the others that they truly are small fish in a big pond. They quickly agree to cooperate with the Federation. As the Enterprise pulls away from the planet, Bones realizes he has left his communicator behind. Here we go again. So this is a classic comedic episode. My only regret is that the lovely Deforest Kelley didn't also get to dress up like a mobster. Jim, Spock, and Bones are undeniably the heart of the original series. Their dynamic not only brings humanity, sorry Spock, and humor to an otherwise dry, hardline science fiction show, but also reflects important philosophical points of view, with the triumvirate often representing logos, pathos, and ethos. In this episode, we get another id-ego, superego conversation between the core three about the nature of power structures within society. This is also a great Kirk episode, as Shatner gets to lean heavily into his stage experience, really hamming playing it up as he pretends to be a classic mobster. Shatner has admitted that one of his acting heroes is Marlon Brando, and I think you can see his influence in some of Kirk's lines in this episode.
What's your beef? I could have been a contender.
Leonard Nimoy also shines as getting to play Spock, who, for once, is out of his element with nothing scientific to do. Spock, ever the rational and analytical mind, is always a little slow in picking up on Kirk's human improvisations, but he eventually gets there in the end, and it's adorable every time.
Captain, I'm familiar with the culture on Beta Antares 4.
Spock.
I don't know of any
Spock.
name.
Spock, what are the odds in getting a royal fistman?
I've never computed them, Captain.
Well, they're astronomical, believe me. Right?
Unquestionably.
Right.
Right.
I would advise you to keep dialing, Oxmyx.
Overall, it's just a jewel of an episode, not too bogged down with philosophy or technobabble, and everyone gets to play to their acting strengths. This is an absolute must-see episode of Star Trek. Having the triumvirate react with shock to the violent hit on the street in the beginning is supposed to be a setup for them later having to don the apparel and attitudes of the Iosians in order to come out on top. It's meant to show how far humanity has come in the Enterprise's time versus the barbarity of days past. The Iosians' way of life is based on old Earth culture, after all. As always, Star Trek holds up a mirror to humanity and says, "Look at who you were. Look at who you could be."